Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the starting 11 show. Everton versus West Ham United at Goodison Park. Sunday, 2 o'clock kickoff. Good to be back. Let's get into it. In goal, Jordan Pickford. Of course it's Jordan Pickford. It couldn't be possibly anybody else. Played for England in the week. Obviously conceded a penalty. But having a great year. Very consistent at the moment, has been all season, has been all year. Hopefully that continues. Right back, Sheamus Coleman. He's back from injury. I think in the last game, Ben Godfrey did better, but I think it's always better to have a natural player in that position. And obviously Sheamus Coleman's got all the experience, and it'll be really good to have him back. And again, it just gives us that opportunity to get more players back, boost the squad a little bit. Anyone who's feeling any niggly injuries or anything elsewhere, can benefit hopefully. So really good to have Sheamus back. At left back, Luca Dean obviously pulled out of the French squad. A few doubts about him, but he's trained and he's ready to play. And that's really, really good news. Don't think he's been in great form this season. I don't think he's been in great form since he picked up the injury. Around November last season, was it? Or around this time last season, wasn't it? I was certainly around that. He'd just been sent off against Southampton, I think, or in terms of games played. So not quite at his best, but obviously still a very, very good left back, and it's good to have him in the side. At centre back, Michael Keane will continue being in good form recently with Yerry Mina. Quite consistent. Yes, he does have mistakes in him. I appreciate that, but him and Yerry Mina have been a good partnership. Although next to him is Ben Godfrey, simply because Yerry Mina played for Colombia very late on Thursday night UK time. He will have to get back to England. He has played 3 games in a very short space of time, and this is a pretty early-ish kick-off. Well, it's Sunday, so he's got the benefits of that. It's not like some other players who've had to come back from South America. I think we may just, err on the side of caution for this one. I don't know, he might play. He might be on the bench. He might, come on and might be on the bench. Might be a possibility to bring him on. I just think that if you've got the opportunity, you've got someone like Ben Godfrey who'd be available to move back inside now, it might make sense. Listen, Antonio is a good striker in really, really good form, and we're gonna have to look after him. And Yerry Mina would be the perfect person to do that. They'll have to look at the situation, decide whether not only is he fit enough to play, has he had enough rest? Could he aggravate an injury if he was to play, 4 games in the space of a week? I think it'd be, or just over a week. For Yerry Mina, who normally doesn't play 2 games in a week, they'll have to make that decision, obviously. We'll wait and see what decision they make. But for me, I'm putting Keane in there with Ben Godfrey. Into the midfield, obviously Allen. And obviously Decore being in sensational form, the pair, especially Decore, has been absolutely amazing, haven't he? Decore setting up the goal. I think he's got 4 assists this season, setting in the Premier League, setting up the goal at Old Trafford. Allen just breaking things up. They've become such a good partnership. Both of them had a couple of weeks rest, which is fantastic. And get back into it, and hopefully they can be the destructive force in that midfield that helps us break, play on the counter-attack, and give us opportunities to score some goals. So Allen and Decore in the centre midfield. Ahead of them, I've gone for Iwobi. Now, this might be Iwobi playing centre. It might be him playing out on the left. He's available to play again. I thought Anthony Gordon did very well against Manchester United. But I think, just having that little bit of experience, maybe playing in the number 10, a position that he wants to play in. I said it's his best position. Again, it's good to have someone back, another player coming back to the squad, just to boost it out a little bit, just give us a couple more options. Maybe Anthony Gordon will stay in the team and maybe Iwobi will go on the bench. I don't know. But either way, having that option, having someone to come off the bench, maybe Anthony Gordon be full of confidence now to come off the bench, or maybe he'll have the confidence to start the game as his reward for playing well at Old Trafford. I don't know, but I'd go for Iwobi. But either way, the manager will make that decision. But it's good to have another player back with a little bit of experience and just boost that squad out a little bit. On the right-hand side, Andros Townsend, obviously, he's been fantastic so far this season. Obviously, scored the equaliser at Old Trafford's been in great form. And obviously, again, another player who's had a couple of weeks off, which is good. Help him get the fuel back in the tank, and hopefully he can continue that. He got goal of the month, that sensational goal against Burnley for September. So let's just hope he can keep that going, and either a goal or assist in this game would be huge for us. And on the other side, obviously, Demarai Gray, again another player in great form, helped start the counter attack against Manchester United. Goals and assists have been fantastic so far this season, and if those two, Townsend and Gray, are playing well, it gives Everton such a good platform to go from to win the game. So those two obviously continue. And again, another player's had a couple of weeks of rest. We've luckily enough, one way or another, we didn't have too many players playing internationals. I know a lot of that was down to injuries, but a lot of players will have had an opportunity to get some rest. And up front, Rondon, again, a player who didn't go on international break, who's had a couple of weeks training or rest and training. Sadly, there's no Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Sadly, there's no Richarlison. They're not both ready yet. They're both back out on the grass, but they're not ready yet. This game has just come too early for them, and obviously shows how bad their injuries both were. It's going to be another game in another week. Hopefully, we get them back for next week. But hopefully, Rondon's got a little bit more about him in this game. As I say, he's been getting fit on the pitch. I thought there was signs against Manchester United that he was getting to the levels, a little bit more to the levels where he can hold the ball up, be a nuisance, get amongst centre-backs. There's just a few little signs, I think, and again, that break of 2 weeks will have done him the world of good. And listen, it's not ideal. He's not Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's not Richarlison. He hasn't got that little bit of something extra, that little bit of X factor to get a goal. But it is what we've got at the moment. And, we are missing, as I said, Dom, Richarlison, Andre Gomez, Delph. I mean, we're always missing Delph, aren't we? But we need to just bolster that squad up a little bit. Gabamon have had a couple more weeks of training. Hopefully he'll be available off the bench and start coming off the bench and being an option. So going into this game in good spirits, yes, of course, we all would have loved to have seen Dom back and Richarlison back, but that's just not the way it is. So we'll go into this game rested and ready to go, and hopefully take the 3 points. And if we do, that'll have been a fantastic start to the season, with another home game ahead of us against Watford next week. So let me know your thoughts in the comments anyway. Tell me who you'd have in the team and you wouldn't have in the team. Would you leave Yerry Mina in the side, even with the travelling? Would you leave Anthony Gordon in the side? Does he deserve to continue and get a start at home at Goodison Park? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to give this video a like. Make sure to check out the match preview as well. And if you want more great videos, daily live exclusive videos, join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description and it's on the screen now. See you later.